Okay, we're working on a 1995 Cadillac Seville STS. We're doing a remove and replace pads, providing the rotor as well.
This is your jacking point. It will keep preload on the suspension and keep from damaging any of the air components.
Okay, removing the center cap, make sure to select your prying device well, or you'll screw your cap up. I also pry it in and twist a little bit, and then I work my way in a little bit more and a little bit more until I can get my fingers in there. Because these things are kind of expensive. Breaking the lugs loose, don't jack the car up all the way. Make sure it has some pressure on the tires.
Okay, this is when you want to jack your car up till the wheel brake's free from the surface.
Okay,
good enough.
Remove all the lugs with your star or Torx. It's where you want to look and inspect the rim. Any cracks, missing wheel weights, dents, anything like that. Anything suspicious. And of course, if you saw anything suspicious out here, it was when you were washing your car. Okay, this is an inspection. You want to look around again for anything suspicious. First thing it brings to mind is, looks like the emergency brake cable's been rubbing on the stabilizer bar, and so I'm just going to twist it and throw some paint on there. Alright, just a little bit of paint, cover it. Not that we're going to have this car for 75 years, that would take for anything to rust, but you never know. It's always good to do a better job.
Okay, that 14mm bolt, that holds the emergency brake cable. You're going to need to take that out. Okay, so that's free, and that keeps the cable in place, and the reason we're taking it out is the caliper rotates from the bottom up, and this will hit the suspension and not let you do that. So the next step is, this is a 12mm. It's on the bottom of the caliper. I hope you can see that. Huh. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Okay, after that bolt's removed, the caliper just pivots out. And there we go. And you can actually pull this whole caliper out and set up here to work on a little easier. Oops. And these pull out. Depending on the kit that you get, wow, we got every penny there. Depending on the kit you get, they come with these clips. I did not get that clip, or I did not get that kit. Ooh. So that tells you you're replacing a rotor. I don't turn rotors. Rotors are cheap. They're like 80 bucks. And turning a rotor just takes strength away. So I'm going to do the other side too. So I'll call my parts guy and have 2 rotors come up. Okay, this is the piston to the caliper. It typically, or in some, I don't know, maybe most cars, you can just apply some pressure after you take the cap off your master cylinder, so the fluid has somewhere to go and it doesn't make a mess. You just pinch this and this together on a normal car. You don't want to do that on this car. Your first indication would be that the top of that piston has that shape for a reason, and it's designed to screw in. The little special socket that goes down in there fits in here, and you screw it in. If you notice, if you get the right size wrench, a little bigger wrench, you can use a wrench to do it if you don't have that tool. But it just makes it so much easier to have the tool because you can apply pressure inward that's needed. And the reason they do that is it works off of the emergency brake. But so screw that all the way in. At first it'll appear that it's not working,
Actuality it is, you need about 1.5 inches between the inside of this prong to the top surface, which you can measure when your pads are here. But screw that in till it's pretty close to all the way down, and then I'll show you how to apply your pads. I'm going to show you on this disc just for demonstration. Okay, here's the pad. Here's your indicator that hits the rotor and makes noise. So it's as simple as this. And again, if your kit has clips, put the new clips on. I don't know why I didn't buy the ones with clips, because they were $37 versus $19. Don't get that surface messy or greasy or oily. I'm just going to show you how to put this on. It's just as simple as that. Done. And the other side goes in actually easier than that. And that's it for the pads. And then I'll show you how to put the caliper back on. Super simple. Reverse process. Okay, pistons screwed back in, and you're going to guide the pivot on there. Make sure your boot is not crimped, and you're going to guide the little fork just on the other side, and piston to the inside of here is 1.5 inches. So you're going to pivot that back, and if it's not going, it's because your slide needs to be in, and like that. And you take your bolt, put it back in, hand thread it until you know it's in there, and then you can tighten it and torque it. Okay, I'm not going to do that because I'm getting a new rotor. So that's it. You put your emergency brake cable back in and line up your 14mm bolt, and you're ready to go. Put your wheel back on, and that's a brake job. About 9 minutes. I think the dealer gives you half an hour, and a mechanic up on a lift, chest height, a good mechanic can do this in about 3 minutes. I'm not kidding you. Don't take your car to a dealer, fix it yourself, and do it right. Save yourself a ton of money and learn something and pass it on. And guys, if you've got a daughter, it's invaluable to do her car for her.